Hey guys, welcome to another video. As you can see, my whole setup has changed. If you remember watching some of my really starting videos when I actually started my YouTube channel, I used to have them in a setup like this. Now that was back at my hostel, so of course I left the hostel. I did not have this sort of a setup at home. But then I started shooting at the office, so that didn't matter. But now because of the lockdown, there basically is no office right now. So got this table, got this TV. I usually like this setup, where I can sort of have like a laptop and a TV side by side, and I can sort of use that as two screens and basically one computer, two screens, two monitors sort of. And yeah, we're finally back. Let me know in the comments down below if you've been following me for that long and my journey, my whole journey from the starting to this point. I want to hear from you. I want to know that you have been here for that long. Please comment down below. All right, anyway, in this video we're going to start with the fall 2021 total session, as in how do you go ahead and apply, what time should you start with your preparation, GRE, GMAT, what should you do, should you take the TOEFL in this month or that month, when should you start applying, when should you do the profile evaluation, when should you start with the SOPs, and all of that we'll cover in this video. Okay, before I actually give you that timeline, actually want you to see, this is my Instagram page. We actually only do the basically we post everything over here, we see what's very popular, and then we make a video on it. So basically there's a lot of content that you guys do not even get to know about just because you're on YouTube. So that's a little bit unfair. Just wanted to say, you should definitely consider checking out the Instagram page. I'll actually start the recording over here. I forgot to do that in this case. Let me actually just do that quickly. I'll just select this window and I'll start capturing. Okay, so over here you can actually see that I have my this whole timeline posted. Like, we have the whole timeline posted. You can check out when you should do what you should do exactly. The whole timeline is basically posted over here, and we also have a timeline for the spring session, by the way. You can check this one out as well. Okay, but either way, what I wanted to say is that the posts are all over here. You should definitely consider checking this out. Check out the Instagram. Give me a follow if you think that this content can help you. And apart from that, we'll just begin with the timeline over here. So we'll go on to YMGrad, the articles, and I'll pick up the timeline for the fall session. Okay, we have it over here, big screen. I think it should help you. Okay, now I want you to notice that this timeline is pretty clear in itself, but as a safety factor, I would prefer you shift everything back by 1 or 2 months if possible. Okay, now this is like the end scenario, because we do not want to make some people feel as if they are left out. They cannot go ahead with their plans as of now because they are a little bit late over here. But this is sort of like the end moment that, hey, you should basically start preparing for instance, you should start preparing for the GRE or the TOEFL in July 2020. This has to be the end date. You cannot basically defer this any further. Okay, that's what the point is. That's really what the point is. This is like an end point, but I prefer starting in May or June if possible. Okay, so just notice that this applies to the whole timeline, 1 or 2 months. If you can push it backwards, it would be basically, you can have a lot better results. Sounds good? Okay, cool. So let's take a look at the timeline over here. We can tell that definitely by just looking at it, you start your preparation, GRE or TOEFL, in July 2020. Okay, that starts. And basically what we're telling you to do next is, side by side, start working on your SOPs, recommendation letters, universities that you will be applying to. The reason is, when you take the GRE, when you take the TOEFL, whatever test you take, you have to specify 4 or 5 free universities, basically, depending on the test you take. Usually it's 4 nowadays. So 4 universities that you can send your scores to for free. Apart from that, if you don't necessarily use this feature, you will be paying about $30 for sending the scores to every university. Now again, that depends on the test. The exact amount depends on the test that you'll be taking. But apart from that, this is going to happen. Okay, so make sure that you have your universities shortlisted before you actually take the test. Over here it says July you start your preparation, then you begin document preparation, SOPs, recommendation letters. August and September you should start doing that. And October, I recommend, do not move further ahead from October. take your tests and have the universities in mind that you are going to be sending your scores to. Okay, now if you do not know which universities your profile suits, we can help you with that. If you do not want to take care of your SOPs, your LORs, we can help you with that. Okay, I'll again point out the services that we offer. You can just go on to YMGrad, click on the services link over here on the top, and you will see how we can help you. But for now, I'm assuming that this is for everyone regardless of whether you work with us or not. So August and September, start with your recommendations, SOPs. The reason is because these documents take a lot of time. Okay, and especially your LORs. I know a lot of professors want you to draft the LORs for them. So you draft the LOR, you give it to them, they basically have to print it first on their letterhead, they have to sign it, they have to scan it, and then they have to upload it to the university's portal whenever that date may come. But still, you should be ready in advance. Make sure that your professor has a folder of your name on their desktop with your LOR scanned and signed and everything. Okay, so these things take a lot of time. Again, we can help you with that, do a lot of these things much faster. All you need to do is take your tests by October. I recommend November would be the last date. I would suggest do not move further from November. If you do, then fall 2021 may just be a little bit out of reach. Okay, so you do that. By November, you should have the shortlisted universities that you're applying to. Okay, you should have the scores for the GRE, for the TOEFL. You should have, and remember that these tests take about 15 days to give you your official scores. Either after you take the test, you have to wait for 15 days to get the official scores. So make sure you incorporate that in the timeline. Okay, you've taken the test by November. You know the universities you're applying to. You have a good ratio of ambitious, safe, moderate ones, whatever they are, and then November, December, this is the best time for applying if possible, and you've done everything early. Like I said, shift everything 1 month back. October is when you can apply for maximum benefit. You can even get a lot of scholarships. Remember that. Okay, so that makes you eligible for because you apply early, you are eligible for a lot of scholarships that you can get just because you have applied early. There's a lot of seats left. Okay, now this may not be the case for fall 2021. You already know what's going on, but still, I just wanted to notify you of that. Okay, so next thing over here is that, see, by December or January, at max January, this is true for all international applicants, you need to finish with all of your applications. By December, I would say try to finish off with all your applications, send in your SOP, send in your LOR, send in your whole application fee, whatever you're doing, complete it, finish it, get it done with, get it over with. Okay, and once it's over, your job is done. You are all done. By January, you should be completely free. You should not have to worry about the applications or whatever's going on at the committee. I know you're probably waiting a long time over here. Till April, you need to wait. Okay, and by April 15th, you should start hearing from these committees. You should start hearing whether you are selected or not. Okay, so that's the date, guys. I told you about the date as well for fall 2021. By April 15th, you will start having a lot of decisions coming in, like whether you're selected or not, admit or reject. You will get it, I'm sure about it. Okay, at max by the end of April, you should get all the results usually. Okay, and finally from February, you start with your basically over here, like we say, receive admission from university. So February through April, you wait. Some universities give it earlier. Some even give their decisions out in January itself if you've applied in October. So you get the decisions. You basically now have to finalize on the university that you will be going for. Okay, so now you have the choice. You have the universities. If you get more than one admit, and that's usually the case with all of the people that we work with, they get at least 2 or 3 admits, so they have to decide which one they want to go with. Okay, so you guys have the choice now. The universities had the choice earlier. They're ready to accept you. Now you have the choice. Select one. And finally, by May 2021, you can say you start your complete visa process. You basically send in the amount that the university wants, as it's sort of like a non-refundable amount that, yes, book my seat, I'm taking this university, I'm taking this admit forward. And you take the admit, you finalize things, you request your I-20, you show the funding that, yes, I can fund my education. You start with the loan process. The loan process should basically start a little bit earlier. I would recommend starting by April or May. As soon as you get your admit, you should start with the loan process. We can help you with that as well. I'll make another video on that if needed. But apart from that, you can see over here that May, June, July, you are basically getting the I-20, applying for your visa, and I would say by June itself, your visa should be with you, your appointment should be booked at least, okay? Because August is the month that you should be flying in, okay? So but in August you are flying to the destination country, regardless of what country that is. Okay, now I-20 is valid only for the US, but Canada has a different procedure, Germany has a different one, but this timeline remains the same for most of these universities. Okay, and August 2021 you are ready to fly, you are good to go, and hopefully you will comment down below which university you got into, whether this timeline helped you or not, and I'll be very happy to know more about that. Again, I just want to keep this video short, I don't want to extend it, but we do have a spring 2021 timeline as well. Let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see more of that. I can make another video on that. It's actually already posted on Instagram, it's also on YMGrad, but if you want me to personally convey that to you, let you know what I think about that timeline, like in this case I said, try to do everything 1 or 2 months before, I can do that for you very well. Okay, I'll be happy to give you a review, and yeah, I'll be happy to take it forward. So let me know what you think of the timeline, of the setup, how long you've been here with me, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Thank you so much for joining. Have a good day. Bye.